What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the simulator. Welcome back to the channel, Turbo Talon Golf at YouTube, whatever, where you can watch a gorilla swing golf clubs in a garage simulator. Only changes of note today are these AGX Golf one swing clubs came in the mail yesterday. They're a week late, so I think they got lost somewhere in North Carolina. But they are regular flex, graphite shafts, and then I threw some Golf Pride medium +4 grips on here. They worked pretty well for me at the golf course this morning. I think I shot a 91, which is good for me. I'm starting to see my handicap drop, but I don't know if it's just time for it to drop because of practice and hard work, or if it has anything to do with these same length irons I've been using. But today's live stream is just going to be me working through some of these rounds until I don't want to be in here anymore. Like I said, it's Sunday the 21st of September 2025. I've already played a real round of golf outside. Another thing I'm hoping I can get under control is my driver outside, I'm not kidding you, goes like 275 to 285, and it goes very straight. Like it has almost no draw or no fade. It's a very straight shot. I don't know what it is in the simulator. I'm tired of talking about it, but it's crazy to me. It's kind of befuddles me. Anyway, so it looks like we got Sanctuary, Serenity Falls, and a few others I recognize here in the lineup for GSPro. Again, this is Simulator Golf Tour. One at the bottom here is for Golf's Sake Australian Courses League, Island Getaway at Hamilton. It's at Hamilton Island. Let's go ahead and play this. 4-foot gimme auto putt, white tees, 5,400, 35 yards, Friday pins. Green firmness is soft. Stimp on the greens is going to be 11. Fairway firmness is links. Wind is calm, and we're at no feet above sea level, 32. Let's load it up, do a graphics check, and hopefully play some good golf. Driver is a strange club. There's a lot of mechanics involved. You can see in the replay right there, good shot. It was only 10 yards, 11 yards offline to the left. Good smash factor. Total distance was 270, which is very close to what my drives look like outside at 4,300 feet above sea level. Uh-oh. Okay, this is one of those courses where you're on the fairway or you're dead, which is fine. If the driver's working today, that'll be fine. If the driver's not working today, we're going to have a long-ass round. Enough said. Also, these AGX Golf one-length irons go from 4 through pitching wedge, and then I switch to my own wedges. Eventually, this ragtag bunch of wedges is going to become, it's just going to all be Vokeys. I just haven't gotten around to it. Money's in the bank. I just haven't gotten around to going and picking the Vokeys out. Looks like we lost our zoom. There we go. 208. Let's assume the ball's gonna land somewhere in this region here. Wind's not really an issue. If I can get this damn thing to work in here. Dude, I swear. Okay, so first shot of the match, and we're gonna have to take a sim drop here because I don't see an out, but I'll check. Can I get out? This is gonna be lovely. What does 5 do? Okay, 5 hid some stuff. I don't see any major stuff. Let's just try to get out and not waste a stroke. We know we're gonna have some strong opposition through a bunch of tree leaves. We may not even get out, but here goes nothing, right? And that is why you never ever try to get out of this stuff. Just take a sim drop. I'm not gonna sit and do this for 20 minutes. Shot option, sim drop. And we're gonna probably be double or triple bogey right out of the gate here. Is what it is. We'll get it back. If I can get the driver firing off the tee, we should be fine. That ball should have gone a lot further than that. Let's get the ball up near the pin. Oh my Lord. All right, guys, rough hole, rough hole. Rough hole, we'll get there. Putt. And the gimme circles are not very large either. In fact, that probably ain't even in that one. All right, real rough hole. We're gonna have to really capitalize on some other stuff and the fact that this is a short course to come back from this hole. Okay, so from now on, unless I can see an out, I'm not gonna hit the ball. I'm just gonna I'm gonna get out with a drop. Got to get this driver firing on all cylinders. It's fine outside, but it won't, something's different in here and I don't know what it is. Okay, that's a little high, but that's much better. Right? It went where I aimed it. It wasn't very far, but we're fine. 86 up the hill, gonna play 91. This is the kind of golf I want to play. It's a short course, but I just want to play bogey, par/bogey golf. That's where I'm at in my real game on the real course. I don't expect a birdie on every hole. Pars are fine. They're just fine. They're perfect. I love them. They're my little friends. Super short par 4. All right, that one's a little fadey, but it's fine. It's not some disgusting off the course slice. 225, 37 yards. On into, get it over to the pin for a par. That's it. 15 feet. Or take your birdie. But just to have birdie looks is fun. We're not going to count on them though. 116, it's going to play 100 yards. You got a slight tailwind. Fat part of the green is more right there. Okay, you got a birdie look, get out with par. Eight feet. Okay, we ain't getting anything for free today. Par golf is good golf. We're down to 2 over. I can see here that I either want to fly these bunkers, which is not happening because that's not how far I hit. But what will likely happen is just get over to the end of this first fairway. And just keep on seeing if we can keep driver under control here. Yep, just like that, except my shots don't fade over that far. They're just dead straight. It's fine. Okay, I think that even though that ball went about 500 yards, it's still not going to be considered a fairway in regulation, thanks to that slant on that rollout. Okay, and that is how you crap on a perfectly good drive. 15 to the pin. When the driver's firing, everything's fine. When it's not, things are not so good. So I can see that this is a 488 yard par 5 that I'm probably not going to fly this. I'll end up in a bunker. There's no need to be extremely aggressive here. Let's just get the ball into the fairway. I don't want it to go any more than about 220 yards. Seven wood. All right, that's going to make this hole considerably more difficult. Let's check the replay. It was Healy. Little Healy bastard. Now we're really going to have to divide and conquer this hole. Let's see if I can get over here into this fairway. We are thankfully on an upward angle for the slope. Toey. I'm not to the point in my golf career where I don't still hit toey shots, but you can see at least it was on the lines on the golf club face, right? That's something. That's something you can be proud of. Okay, that was toey as well, but it looks like we'll be safe. Are you guys getting any audio at all from the birds, etc.? It's nice to have a little, but you don't want it to be overwhelming. Maybe less than that. 23. Of course. Take your par and go home. Well, don't go home. Go to the next hole. You go home after the 18th hole. Buck 20. We got some green to play with. That was short. How'd we catch it? It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, guys. Sunday, in the simulator on a Sunday. All right, this has been not a great excuse for a par 3, 10-footer. Uh, 260 to get to this green. Little bit of headwind. Let's go for it. See if we can get a stroke back. All right, there it goes over to the right as usual. I'll see if I can get out. I'd have to hit a pretty high lofted club to get out of there, and 61 yards out of deep rough, 16 up. Let me see what I can do here. It's always something with this damn driver, I swear. Okay, I think we're somewhere where we can at least maybe get onto the green. Still deep rough. I can see the scores on this course being really good this week for some people, and other people who are not able to control their drives are gonna have some trouble. Oh, did I just blade that? Come on, dude. Okay, any birdies we've had are gonna be null and void here. Oh no. Firm fairways on soft greens, and this is what you end up doing. Because old GSPro, oh, it's gonna make us putt. Pretty docile. Completely unnecessary double bogey, but I chose to take a particular shot in the beginning, which wasn't a good idea. $180, $190, it's down. Don't need to hit the ball too far here. And then pop her over to the fairway. Excuse me, the green. It was a pretty piss poor excuse for a 5-iron right there, if I do say so myself. Probably could have done better. What happened there? We didn't get much ball compression. Wasn't a bad strike, just didn't get a whole hell of a lot of ball compression there. We're downhill. Classic pull. Classic pull. You got to shallow out that backswing or you're going to get that crap. Look, boom, over the top. Let's be a little smarter with the shots from here on out. The miss is almost always to the right. I'm going to aim to the left of the fairway, although I hate doing that, and I don't have to do it in real life, but it's something that I'm seeing needs to happen here in the simulator. See? Oh my God. $60 yards off. 60 yards off, people. It's about the best you can expect out of deep rough. Move along to the next hole. 32. Bladed it again. Got to be looking down at the ball at contact. Some people say don't do it. I find the results are way worse when you don't do it as opposed to when you do. You only get about one mistake a hole if you want to break 90. You need a couple of pars sprinkled in there. So you get about one mistake per hole. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's another double. Score's starting to do things I don't like, but we'll see if we can't rectify that. Very narrow fairway, 475 yard par 5. I'll see if I can get out. Guys, this is not a course. This is not a course you should really be using driver on. And if I continue to use driver, I'm going to continue to start racking up nasty scores. $116 carry from that club, huh? Okay, that was our club. We just didn't quite land where we needed to. Okay, you've heard me talk about that transition between the fringe and the green before. Very poorly done there by the creator. Let's find who that person is here that just cost me a stroke. POB16. Fix your golf course, dude. There shouldn't be a transition like that between the fringe and the green. Would have been nice to sink that. Gotta quit getting these scores we're getting here. Bogey golf's fine. It's the double bogeys that, right? Because you need 2 pars or a birdie effectively to cancel a double bogey. And sometimes those are harder to come by than you think. These fairways are too narrow for me, and I'm tired of taking strokes, so I'm just gonna play some safe golf here. It won't be exciting, but it should avoid some of the double bogeys. I'll hit driver where I have the opportunity. That felt thin or toey or something. Thin, more thin. Yeah, a little thin. So now we got 158 to go, which is fine. Maybe start using the 7-wood. I think the 7-wood already shit the bed for me on the 1 hole, but that doesn't mean it'll do it every time. Felt like we got some decent ball compression there. Very, very tiny green. It's tiny and it's got a lot of undulation and weird crap going on. It's just bumpy. You can see from the dots and stuff here that it's bumpy. And I want to be somewhere near the pin, but it's bumpy. You're gonna watch it snake around like a snake here. 13-footer. See that? We could have tried to power through the bumps, but that usually doesn't pan out. 236. Let's see if I can get the 7-wood firing, because it's too dangerous to use driver here. It's not just like you may need to use like a punch shot. You're actually screwed if you're anywhere but on the fairway. All right, little fade from the 7-wood, but we'll be just fine. Hello, Jay, how are you? 155 downhill with a tailwind. Let's see if we can get a decent strike. It's going off to the right a little, but that certainly was the club. Let's chip out of this crap into over the bunker and hopefully near the pin. We've got 24 yards to go and we're going to lose a lot of power. I do not believe that's necessary. Let's go ahead and put the ball right here. There we go, shake and bake. 24, but we got to hit quite a bit harder than that. Or just go completely over the green. We didn't lose anything out of there. It's kind of a what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? It's a gamble. Sometimes you don't know where you're going to hit out of, at what speed. It kind of sucks. Another double. Jay, why does cannolis have an apostrophe? It doesn't make any sense. That would be possessive of the cannoli. All right, we got a brutal little putt going here. She's just gonna break and break and break and break and break and break and break. 45, playing way less than that. Probably can't ask for much more than that. Let's see if we can get rid of some of these strokes. We were doing really, really well in the beginning. We don't have a lot of golf left to play though. Honestly, should have been using these fairway finders in the beginning. That's one of the differences between a good golfer and a great golfer, is they know to just put a fork in it in the beginning instead of playing half the round with driver when they shouldn't have been, right? That's what separates those two types of golfers. That's not the only thing that separates them, but that's a big one. That's a big one. No complaints. We should be able to get out of here with a par. Hey Tim, how are you? You're new to sim golf, or I can help answer your questions if you want. I love how this camera will never aim the correct direction. There you go, that's probably a little better. Okay, now that we're near the beach, the sound is too high in my opinion. There we go. So we got a nice nasty breaker here. $20-footer. That broke. That was such a nasty break. That's crazy. All right, got out of there with a par. Okay, I'm glad I turned the sound down because it's really like going ape shit now. Holy crap. How am I supposed to live stream under these conditions? Pick a volume level and go with it. Damn it. That is crazy. Jeez. We're playing 130, high 130s here. We got wind in our face. Honestly, won't mind if I'm just on the green and I can get over for a par. That's going to be to the right of the green, methinks. Oh, directly in that bunker. That's fine. The ball went approximately the distance it should have gone and approximately the direction it should have gone. Yeah, Tim, if I appreciate the kind words. You don't feel obliged to watch the videos. But if you have any questions, let me or Flying Fat Kid or Hosel Rocket Golf or any of those guys know. You can ask me right here in the chat if you want to. I'm just kind of I'm burning time on a Sunday. If there's something that won't work, we can usually help you out. Launch monitor, audio, video through OBS, whatever it may be. We can usually help you out. All right, so we're probably looking at a bogey on this hole, but that's what happens when you can't get near the pin on your second shot. You're located in the deep south of Alabama. I was at school in Alabama for 6 weeks. I can appreciate Alabama. I'm up in northern Utah, which you probably know. .22, playing 30, probably 35 here. All right, so we're going to have to make this putt like legit. Okay, Tim says he wants to get a video camera so he can get started and play some golf and chat with people. Tim, you can get any webcam from like Best Buy or whatever your local electronics store is. It doesn't need to be nice. It doesn't need to be 1080p, but you'll need something to set it on. So if you can find a cheap tripod, and then if you don't want to use the video or the audio from the camera, what you're going to want to do is get yourself a mic. You'll see I'm always wearing this piece of crap in my videos. It's weird for like 3 rounds and then you completely forget you're wearing it. But just any USB webcam, OBS will use it. What launch monitor are you using? Okay, I don't love that we're 9 over after 16 holes, but should not be hitting driver on this course. Ever. Don't even think about it. If you are not on the fairway, you are dead on this course. Hits whatever's good for you. Hit whatever you can hit straight. If that's a fairway wood or a hybrid, or if you can hit your driver straight. We might be in trouble. That's going straight left. Okay, we're all right. We got a little tree we got to hit through. Oh, you got a square? Yeah, I'm using the ProTee VX right now, but as you probably know, I got my square sitting right here on the ground. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Great little launch monitor, highly recommend it. This ball is going to want to come off here hard right, but watch it not. Hit that speed slot and roll all the way down to the green. Go. Go. Yeah, I'm not a big R10 fan either. I think it's a good launch monitor. I thought it could be the best launch monitor in that budget range. So I bought a pack of RCT golf balls, Titleist RCT golf balls that are made for Doppler-based launch monitors, and it made zero difference. It doesn't pick up the spin that the RCTs advertise or anything, and they cost me an arm and a leg. Okay, got to hit further. Now we're two putting. This ball's still moving, by the way. Let's go ahead and hit the space bar. Oh, there it went. It stopped. Tim says, you say you haven't been being cute projector? And Tim says he was putting small dots of aluminum foil on the ball, which would help with a Doppler-based unit. If it was picking up the spin that it was supposed to pick up, then that's awesome. But the drives and stuff I hit that start out left and then fade back over, it wouldn't pick those up. They just went straight left and OB or wherever. It was pretty frustrating. That is breaking so hard. That's stuff you can see in real life, but not here in the simulator. I don't want to give this cup away here. All right, another bogey. I think that put us 10 over. Tough course. I should have started out just hitting fairway finders. The R10 was good for what it was at the time. It's just not very accurate. That's really the only qualm I have with it, is the accuracy. Since, you know, I play such top-tier golf here. Once again, my shots do not look like that in real life. Incredibly frustrating, especially since this might bounce into the bunker. My shots don't look like that in real life. I'm as sick of saying it as you are of hearing it, I promise. It's malarkey. Absolute malarkey. Okay, we're gonna go left. Let's just get this over to the green. She's drifting right. We're fine. We're fine. Now we do have to get real near the pin though and get out of here. Well, when I first bought the R10, it blew my mind. I was like, holy crap, I can swing real golf clubs and hit real golf balls and like see the output into the environment. But just the accuracy's not there, which I already mentioned. Okay, I've got to make this putt or I'm going to take another bogey here on 18, which is fine. Whatever. It's whatever. The simulator's whatever. It's whatever you want it to be. Right? Okay, now we're looking at a double bogey. I must have been downhill not paying attention because these greens are not supposed to be that fast, but here we go. All right, that sucks. Guys, I can score high 80s in real life. So this is a trash scorecard. You can see the back nine was not nice to us. That's when stuff really started to fall off. Tim, where are you trying to create your own handle? Like you don't want it to say your name, or what do you mean? Okay, there's the stats screen. This is what concerns me right here is the 3 doubles because that's 6 strokes on its own. Greens and fairways weren't bad. Everything else looks pretty typical here. Let's get into the next round. Okay, we got triple bogey live. So triple bogey live is called Winter Sanctuary Showdown Week 25. Excuse me, Winter 2025 Week 1, and it's at Sanctuary. Most people are familiar with Sanctuary. I think I had a video featuring Sanctuary not too long ago. Let's look at the vital stats. Gimme auto putt 6 feet. We're playing blue tees, which are 6,300 yards. Normal greens with a stimp of 11, normal fairways with a calm wind, and then of course you know Sanctuary is at almost 7,000 feet above sea level, so forget whatever you knew about how far your golf clubs hit. That's all I'll say. Tim, I honestly don't know how to make your own handle. I'd help you out if I could. All right. You can see that right off the bat on the first tee, sorry, I'm thirsty. Right off the bat on the first tee, we've got a huge drop off in elevation. So the ball, one of my balls, if I get a hold of it, has a chance to go a very long way. Tim, I know this sounds stupid, but as somebody who grew up before there was Google, you might have too. I'm 44. Sometimes it's better to just Google it instead of struggle. All right, that is what I'm talking about, but it's going to be a long way in the wrong direction. You'll see that ball probably went upwards of 300 yards. but it's on an adjacent fairway. Yeah, that ball went 350 yards. And I still got 225 to go, if you can believe that crap. It's a little too dangerous to hit this direction, and it's a par 5, so I'm going to lay up here. I only need to hit it about 130. Yeah, this course is crazy. The elevation differences are crazy, and you're 7,000 feet above sea level is pretty crazy. Tim, are you a golfer in real life? I'm assuming you are, because that's how most people get into this simulator business. If so, have you been golfing for a long time? Did you just start? Like, I've been golfing for a long time, but it was mostly just get drunk with my buddies. I started getting serious about it probably, I don't know, 14, 15 months ago now. So I know my ball is going to go too far. Let's just try to get it over there. Okay, Tim says he's a 65-year-old golf lover. Nothing wrong with that, good sir. Nothing wrong with that. That, for some reason, went over to the left. That was pushed. I do not like when that happens, but I think we're on the green. Okay, here's another one of GSPro's glitches. Every chance I get, I will point them out. I know I need to go 8 yards. I think it says I'm in the fairway, so I'm gonna putt because this is dangerous. Yeah, if you've been golfing for 4 decades, 4.5 decades. That's pretty cool. So this ball is gonna go, it's gonna have a mind of its own because it's going downhill and left. And I can't see anything, which is stupid. GSPro's stupid. I'll do the best I can. 8 yards is going to be about 24 feet, but we're down quite a ways. We're down 12, so I need to hit this about 12 feet feel. And that ain't a bad little putt right there. Looks like it's actually going to fall. That's absolute pandemonium. There's Flying Fat Kid. The masses have spoken. This is the best middle-aged man in tube socks golfing in his garage. Hit Z and it should take the grasses off. Yeah, I'll try that in the next one. This course is just crazy. So I shouldn't be hitting driver here. I need to hit a fairway finder. The fairways are just too narrow. I hate when I have to play thinking man's golf. But sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. We got a pretty wide berth. And I'm too much of a meathead, so I'm going to go ahead and swing driver. Yeah, this course is something else. All right, that's a mild fade. We'll see where it is. Probably going to have tree trouble, but the ball goes such a long way. Dude, when I was golfing this morning, I could not miss a fairway. Dead straight down the fairway. It is crazy to me how different it is in the simulator. Crazy. Huge bombs, like bombs, dude. Like 285, boom, straight down the fairway. Not in the simulator. Okay, we should have just taken a sim drop there. You just don't know what you're hitting into. Now we're 100 yards out, 105 yards out. And I'm sure we have just successfully wasted that birdie. Now I know we wasted it because that's short. Classic turboed talon golf. Classic. It's crazy. I'm not convinced I know what this ball's gonna do here. I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna go in the hole. So there, that chewed up the birdie and gave us a stroke. No more driver probably, unless our landing zone is somewhere fairly wide, which I don't think we're going to get beat up for using driver too much on this course. Not like whatever course I just played for Golf's Sake League. One yard offline, and that doesn't look any different than some of my other shots. Pandemonium, guys. I don't understand what the launch monitor is looking for, but we'll continue to make sacrifices to try, in an attempt to try and appease it. It just seems like a fool's errand. I somehow figured some of it out. Golf shot, yeah. It's funny, I make more golf shots outside than I do in this garage. 16 feet playing 12. That'd have been really nice if we could have drained that. Funny. Flying Fat Kid says I'm funny. Hey, dude, looks aren't everything. I drank too much celebratory beer yesterday. Let's see here. 260 down. If we don't get it over, we're going to be blocked out. The driver is somewhat working. If I can keep my takeaway nice and low, the driver doesn't mind cooperating. That's gonna hit a little speed pocket there. I think I'm so gullible that AI follows my channel. Okay, 226 down is gonna play about 200 on a par 5. Let's go ahead and hit this 7 wood. Do people want to see entertaining or do they want to see good golf? Because I do not, I only supply one of those. I only supply one of those. Get your butt over there. Screen is very leaky, disgustingly leaky. Yet somehow didn't leak at all, and now I got a downhill putt. No, it let me have it. Uh, 178, 168. This is going to play about 160. We're not playing soft greens. Just a lot of danger here. There's a good chance you're going to end up in a bunker, if I'm being honest. Mike asked what control box I have. Since I don't have my other camera set up, I'll just show it to you. It's this one. Can you see it? It's the Club Keyboard Caddie Pro 28 button controller. It's a little bit spendy, but it's wireless. I know I have it hooked up to a wire, but that's because I'm charging it. Oh, that was almost a golf shot, gentlemen and lady. Okay, grass, Z. Boom! Flying Fat Kid saves the day again. Now I can see what's going on. 3D grass. Okay, we're on a nasty downhill slope. There's a really good chance you're going to blade this ball in real life. But since the simulator doesn't have slope, let's just be smart about it and get the ball up near the cup. Boom. Hey, enjoy dinner. Tell your family I said hello. There went my zoom. See ya, buddy. $142. A little bit uphill with some wind. That felt thin. Let's see where it ends up. That green looks terrible right there. Okay, in real life, this would be an uphill. You'd be hitting uphill, which is good. And the ball's going to want to go left, so maybe aim it a little bit to the right. There we go. Ball's going to want to go uphill. Okay, I've got everything zooming here. Gotta love technology. See how stupid that looks? Okay, no zoom on this one. Zoom on this one. Can you quit it, please? Did it get that? See, now it's got zoom on this one again. Good God. Guys, welcome to Sim Golf. Get in the hole. It is, Tim asked what time it is. It's 5:23 p.m. there. Okay, I'm only an hour behind you. So yeah, because I'm an hour behind you. I'm 2 hours behind Flying Fat Kid, so sometimes we're not able to link up. Where am I hitting? I'll move over to the left side of the tee box. Way further than you'd be able to move over in real life. And then I know my miss is to the right. Pretty sketch shot here, but let's give it the old college try. That might actually work. No, it is going to blow through the fairway, but only barely. 270. 270 from what I can only assume is Healy trash. 74 yards out of the rough. What am I thinking for that? Sand wedge. Well, hell, that was almost a golf shot right there. Tim says he works shift work and he's at work now. That's pretty sweet that you found somewhere where you can watch the stream at work, if maybe it's on your phone or what have you. It helps the time to pass. That's for damn sure. This is 14 feet playing 18 feet. Did I push it? Yeah, I pushed it. That could have been a birdie. Tim says, how hard is it to get set up on SGT? You just go to the SGT website. It's a little like triangle. It's simulatorgolftour.com, all one word. And unfortunately, it does cost money. Obviously, they need to cover server costs and all of that stuff. But you can do standard or auto putt tours. You're obviously going to want to do standard. If you're using a Square Golf launch monitor, you should be able to putt just fine. But you're going to go in and create an account if you haven't already. And then you're going to give them some of your hard-earned money, because nobody does anything for free. And then you go up here to tours. And you'll see there are all these tours. Like there's a front tees tour, web tour, SGT Pro tips for people with like Garmin R10s and Rapsodo MLMs that can't putt. You would do auto putt. There's par 3, scramble, blitz, dog fights. Some of this stuff's for money. I would never play online for money because people are cheating. Imagine how much people cheat on the real golf course, but they found a way to do it in here. And if you don't want to play tours, you can play leagues. You can go in and search all these leagues here, right? If you got all leagues or just leagues that you're in, Joe Legowski's pretty hard, but it's fun. You'll see Flying Fat Kid has his own league here. But after you've paid them the annual subscription fee, you can join anything you want. You can see Hazel's got his own league, 2-foot gimme league here. It's pretty easy. Just go to the website and shovel them some of your hard-earned money. They will gladly accept your application. All right, we're laying up here. I need to go about 225. Let's hit the 7 wood. That's not where I wanted to be, but we should be able to get in there. 150 yards here. So Tim, after you're fully set up, because the square doesn't have an annual fee, well, it doesn't have one yet, you'll need to pay your GSPro dues every year, which are going to be about $250, and then I think SGT is either 50 or 60 bucks. So you're looking at $200, $225 a year, and then all you really got to do after that is keep the electricity on to run your simulator, and you're good to go. Like I've been on SGT for quite a while now. I don't win anything because I'm not good enough. I'm a 21 handicap in real life, but it's really fun. In the beginning, I was just selecting a course and then setting it up and playing on it, like just as a single person. And it was really good YouTube fodder, but it got old pretty quick. And then I don't remember how I found SGT, but it's been nonstop since then. I rarely do a round where I just select a random golf course and play it. But yeah, it's good stuff. I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah, Tim, you can always get a hold of me. Drop me something in the chat. I'm a pretty helpful guy when it comes to the tech. But most of the time, if you're willing to give them your debit card number, they make it a lot easier after that. I know that's pretty cynical, but if you've been watching my videos at all, you know I'm a pretty cynical dude. I think it's weird when somebody's not trying to get something out of your pocket. Like when somebody says they'll do something for free, I question it. Like, why are you doing this for free? I don't believe you. Nothing is free. But I was in the Air Force for 20 years, so I'm a little bit more cynical than maybe a typical person would be. Okay, we got out of there with a par. Okay, Tim says he's got GSPro and he's played several rounds, but it's pretty boring. SGT is going to be boring as well. The only way you can play online with other people is if you set something up, or you're in one of the scrambles or the dogfights or whatever. Like you see, I'm playing a league event right now, but it's just me talking to you guys in the stream, right? If you wanted to play like head-to-head, like you see like Hazel Rocket Golf and Flying Fat Kid and D-Lud and all of those guys play a lot more together because I don't like being up past my bedtime. I'm a huge baby. Those are the things that you may need to set up in like the Discord server or something. Say, hey, do you want to play around with me at 5 p.m. Central Time on Thursday night or something like that. Okay, we've got another landing area here. 216 up, going to be about 230. Let's hit the 7 wood again. I do have a 5 and a 3 wood, but I mean, they're right here. I could use them if I wanted, I suppose. Okay, something felt wrong with that shot. It was Healy, as you can see in the lovely little replay there. Yeah, it was Healy. So now we got 145 to go out of the bunker. What my club here is, I don't know, because I don't want to be in another bunker. Ball's going to want to come out left, and we're to the wind, so I really got to make sure I get this out of here. Yeah, Discord's a different animal. You may need to look up a YouTube tutorial for Discord. I don't find it to be intuitive. But if you get in like the SGT Discord, people have no problem helping you out with any issue you're having. Okay, that was a nice crisp shot. Okay, we'll take that. I don't hit 7-iron out of many bunkers in real life. Full disclosure there. I don't. We're going to chip this and hopefully get past most of the slope. Hey, what's up, Shankum Birdies? You have your stuff set up yet? I've been on the golf course a lot this weekend and drunk some of the weekend, so I haven't checked to see if you've posted any videos. How's stuff going with that? Hey, Tim says thanks for the help. Yeah, anything you need, just let one of us know. We're not hoarding information by any stretch. Shankum Birdie says, what webcam am I using? I tried to get the webcam that Joe Legowski said to get, but it's an Osbot Meet SE. That help? It's on Amazon, cheap as hell. And I didn't know it had this zoom feature, which is, it's activated by hand gestures. And it'll track you too. Like if you see it's tracking me. And it's not on a gimbal or anything, it just does that through some creative cropping. But I'm very happy with these cameras. And the thing's literally the size of like a golf ball. Like no kidding, it's tiny. And I'm using that for my behind me here in the replay. And I'm also using that for the one that's following me around. And the reason I got them is because they run at 250 frames a second. Shankum Birdie says he got a ricochet to the shin. It's not funny. It's not funny. That sucks, dude. So this is playing 180, 170, about 170, and we got a tailwind. What's my 170 club today? None of them. I'm using these El Cheapo one swing AGX Golf single length clubs. Graphite shaft, but all the clubs 4 through pitching wedge are the same length. I've only been golfing seriously for about a year, so it wasn't a transition for me, but I could see, like, Tim's been playing for 4 decades. He probably wouldn't want to switch to him, or if he did, it would be quite a transition. Okay, that was almost a golf shot. Let's see where this sucker ends up. We've clearly got a tiered green, or the ball wouldn't have done that, so this is going to be a pretty hard shot. Shankenbirdie says he has the Insta360 webcam, but it's wired and I can't find a cable longer than 10 feet to put the cam behind me. I ran into the same issue. Let's see if I can find some of my old trash. This simulator is an absolute crap hole, but I don't make money on YouTube videos. I can't find it, but if you go to Best Buy and get one of those cable extenders, you might have to put 2 together. Yeah, Taylormade QI is, that's a nice set of clubs. I find that my game is the same whether I'm using $1,000 clubs or these $150 clubs. Shankenbirdies, do you guys have Best Buys where you live? Or what is your electronics store? I hate these pop-ups more than ooh. So these are the ones that I have all over the garage. Is it a USB extension? I wish I just had the box. But you want to make sure that it's USB 2 or USB 3. Anyhow, I have them all over the damn place. Here's one right here. It's Insignia. And it's pretty thick, right? Because it's USB 2 because you're moving a lot of data. But they're really cheap. And I have a bunch of 6-footers and a bunch of 12-footers. So you could probably daisy chain 2 12-footers together. I don't know how much signal loss you'd have. And I don't know why this piece of crap website won't show them because they're on the shelf. And of course I'm not on the game now. Let's get over here. We're going to have to hit this way up. Not that far up, but pretty far up. This is going to be a very extremely leaky putt. Super leaky putt. Like more leaky than that, I think. 66 feet. See how much green there was that I could have landed on without going down that other one? And now I'm going to like 3-putt. But that's why you got to check your heat map when you're hitting into the green so you can see where those tiers are and not do what I just did like an idiot. That'd have been nice if that went in. Okay, so I'm jacking around, yapping my jaw, and now I'm hitting for bogey, which is fine. Oh boy, I just doubled. Oh, that pisses me off. That pisses me off, guys. We went from 1 under to 1 over. That really blows. So if you're feeling froggy, you might be able to get over here. I'm going to hit this ball as hard as I can, because why not? Heck yeah, hit that cart path, baby. Go, go. Heck yeah. That's a golf shot. That's a damn golf shot. 340. Oh boy. Shankin' Birdie says he's hit his launch monitor twice already. I highly suggest ordering one of those launch monitor protectors, because those square launch monitors are almost $800 US after sales tax and possibly shipping. So that's unfortunate, my friend. Bounce right. Okay, that's a really bad lie. Okay, Jay's back. He says the fan bases are saying, I demand Flying Fat Kid. What Jay doesn't know is that Flying Fat Kid is not in this chat. He's eating dinner with his family. And this is Turbo Talon's channel, further proving that Jay is indeed an AI or a really dumb human. It's not for me to say. I think Jay is AI. I think Jay is AI. Okay, this should be a birdie look, but you typically don't make putts at 15 feet out, uphill, braking both ways, walking both ways in snow, uphill to school. Let's just get it near the pin and take our par, even though we had a very good drive. Just wasn't able to capitalize. Or that looks like, ooh! Damn it. Okay, if you already ordered the material, if you hadn't already ordered anything, I'd say buy a pre-made one, because right now my prime objective is to hit golf balls, and anything I can do to save time and hit more golf balls, I typically do that. Okay, guys, you can see this is a very, if I can get a hold of the ball, I could be over by the green, and right now, because my driver's mostly working, yeah, I don't want to remove him, but probably mostly just ignore him or her. Are we allowed to ask what gender AI is? Okay, I really got to get a hold of this ball. That was pretty high. Almost a golf shot, guys. Almost a golf shot, if it wasn't so damn high. Ball speed wasn't that great. Smash factor wasn't that great. Must have been, yeah, it wasn't off the sweet spot. Anyhow, I'm pretty happy with that. Life goes on. Let's check our target and our heat map so we don't get fooled again. Ball's gonna want to drain to the right, it looks like. Yeah, if you can save 125 bucks, yeah, do it yourself. Sometimes time is money, right? Time is money. I think you'd be pretty happy with that on the real golf course, but if you guys haven't already picked up on it, you get a little bit spoiled in the simulator. You start thinking you're a way better golfer than you really are. Okay, 9 feet here. We really needed that. Okay, so now Jay's talking about me again, thankfully. He's figured out he's not in Flying Fat Kids chat. 327 yard par 4. There's some water up there protecting the green. You could go for it if you wanted to. You'd only need to hit about 260, but it's way too dangerous. I'm not the droid you're looking for when it comes to long drives. So I need to hit this about 180. And we'll just get it down into this clearing here. Shankenbirdie said he thought the Square launch monitor did video playback like mine does. No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, the ProTee VX is approximately 10 times as expensive as the Square is, but it does come with some perks. What you can do, if you're so inclined, okay, we're going to be playing the next shot out of Margaritaville here. That was stupid. Is get you, if you want to get a high-speed camera and do it yourself manually and save yourself about $6,000, just get yourself a camera or put it right here. And there are other ways to do playback, although I'm not very versed with them. 79 yards. Sanctuary, because it's at like 7,000 feet above sea level, it makes you feel incredibly manly. Because you're like, man, I can hit a golf ball so far. But in reality, it's just the altitude, the thin air. Let's look at some numbers there. That felt very short. Raw carry was 77 yards. GSPro's carry was 66, so we lost a little bit there, as you are going to out of a bunker. Why is my taskbar showing? Come on, baby. Let's do a little chippy chip here with the 64-degree wedge. Nobody should have a 64-degree wedge in their possession. They are too damn hard to hit. Oh boy. 165 over the water. I don't like the pin position, but it could certainly be worse. Let's just try to not be in the water. How's that sound? Everybody in agreement? So I need to carry, I basically need to carry the pin. If you can get a ball to stick at a pin 165 yards away, you're probably a professional golfer, and you're probably not watching my live stream. That might be in danger. Really? Let's take our damn drop. So the flag line option actually puts us on the green, which is hilarious. Let's show. So if we drop here, we're 14.7 yards away, 55 feet. That ball is gonna cruise no matter what we do. Let's just do a little chip shot from right here. I'm having pretty good luck with my wedge. And we know that we need to fly at least 6 yards. So we need to fly a little over a third of the way to not be like dead. And then basically you're gonna let the ball trickle back to the hole. Let's see if any of this actually materializes. It sort of did. That's not bad. This hole's gonna hurt us. There's no way we can par out of this hole now because we took a drop. So this is for bogey. I don't want to give away the hole. That was a little hot. I'm glad there was a hole in the ground there to stop the ball. We're doing all right. We're +1 after 14, which if you've seen any of my videos is quite good. And we've got another weird hole here. Let's bring up the mini map and examine what is going on here. I've got to zoom out a little. Is that W? So I've got a landing spot here over here. I'm probably not going to carry 270, but if you were a long baller, like you could hit 325-ish, you could carry clear over to here. There's just no need to do it because of the, it's a par 5. You can just kind of pick it apart a bite at a time and take your par. Hey, for golf's sake, how are you? It's always good to see you in the chat, my friend. Always good to see you in the chat. It is evening. We've been chatting. Jay, the AI chatbot's been saying stupid crap. We're having a good time. Okay, that's exactly the shot I wanted to hit. Let's see if it pans out. It might actually be in the fairway, but knowing GSPro, it absolutely will not. 330 yards. We'll take it. Driver's working in the simulator today, and that is evidenced by the score. We got 179 to the pin, but there's some danger on the left. No, 179 to the front of the green. I gotta go, I'm thinking 7 wood here. Ball's gonna wanna come out of this lie right, and then the wind's gonna push it to the left. If I don't get a hold of this, I'm gonna be in the water. For golf's sake, says he finally got the new restoration video out. Took me long enough, but I'll check it out. It should be popping up in my feed. Let's see if I can get this 7 wood over here. Normally wouldn't probably be a 7 wood shot, but we're at altitude. That should be a golf shot. Nope, went right through the green. That's fine, chip and a putt. I will actually watch your video tonight before bed, sir. I'm excited. How long is it? Is it a good one? Did you like making it, or was it cumbersome? Because some of the editing I do for my on-course videos, it's cumbersome. I'd be lying if I said anything else. It kind of sucks. Is that a golf shot? What is going on here, people? See, when the driver's firing, everything else just falls into line. Falls into line? Falls in line? Yeah, I'm not very smart. These are pretty good. These are pretty good for 35 calories. They're sugary as shit though. Oh, it's got a ton of, looks like it has a ton of sodium in it. It's an electrolyte drink. All right, one down, one to go. 5 hours of footage made into a 5-minute video. Is there a longer version available, like a 30-minute version, or? Because on the last one you did, you had like an abridged version and then the longer, I think it was about 30 minutes long. I really enjoyed that one. All right, let's see if I can get a ball up here into play. Let's hit driver. Or maybe I'll pull my 5-wood off the wall. 3-wood. Let's just hit stinking driver. Yeah, Shankum Birdies says he's still got to learn how to hit the ball, so he's running the Square software. Is there a certain reason that you prefer the Square software versus GSPro? Because the Square software, in my opinion, is more punishing. Man, life is so much easier when your driver's firing on all cylinders, my God. "85 yards into a slight wind. We got not much green to deal with. I'm thinking sand wedge here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Totally feel you. The one caveat that I'll give you, Shankum Birdie says GSPro's $250 a year, Square is free. I'd say the one thing about that is the Square Golf Launch Monitor doesn't have like 2,000 courses on it. I think it's got 18, 24, maybe 30 courses by now. That's the only reason that I would, that's the only rebuttal I'd give you there. Come back, come back, come back. And you can always play courses like Bandon Dunes or something that have huge fairways, or just use the GSPro. It's probably not worth $250 a year to use the GSPro driving range. That would totally be not worth it. Okay, I got a 40-foot putt that's going to need to go about 27 feet. Does Sally need to pick up her purse? Do I get to putt again? Good gravy. So I got to make this or I'm going to get a bogue. Yeah. Just get your reps in. If you need to get a golf coach, get a golf coach. There's so much stuff I learned over the last year. Because what happened, and I'm sure you guys have heard this story, but in case you haven't, was we had a golf scramble at work, and me and my team member got dead last place. And I was like, I'm sick of playing golf recreationally. Like, I want to start being better at golf. So I hired a coach. I bought a Garmin R10, blah, 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 blah. And here we are now. I've shaved a lot of strokes off my game. It's been kind of nice. But there was that transition period between getting square contact on the ball and having a lot of trouble. So I get it. Is it going to stay in the fairway? Hell no, it's not. Yeah, I don't know what I'd be doing now if we hadn't got last in that scramble. Like, the guy who organized it, he's got this gnarly, like, class ring that basically said you're a loser. Like, it had a toilet on it. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I've been playing golf since I was 20, but never seriously. The dude that I was teamed up with, did not take the same path. He has since had a child. So he doesn't get to golf much at all. 8 feet playing 10 feet, 12 feet, 11 feet. There's you a birdie. Flying Fat Kid says I need my loser ring in the trophy case. It's actually at work. I see it every day. It reminds me that I need to work harder. Man, life is so much easier when the driver's firing. My goodness. So much easier. 18th hole, guys. 395-yard par 4. It looks like we're climbing straight uphill. So it's probably going to play longer than advertised. We might be okay. That was a little bit heely. It twisted in my hand. I could feel the gear effect. Still, 220. That's what I normally hit, so I'm pretty happy with that. We need to go 200 up the hill. 200 up the hill. I think the 7-wood can get us there. That was a little fat. Nope, that was a golf shot again. But my God, is that going to be a long putt. I almost don't even want it to be on the green. I'm just going to chip it. That's a nasty green, guys. Yeah, if I'd have hit the 5-wood, dude, I'd have been gone. So let's chip up. Let's try to chip real close to this pin because all kinds of bad things are going to happen. I want to land. No, I want to land further than that. Maybe right there. As if I have an ounce of distance control here. Did we get her? Or are we going to have to putt? We got her. Holy crap, I haven't finished under par in 2 months. Hell yeah, for golf's sake says he shot a 75 and a 79 in the web tour. That's great. That's great. What is that? 3. So 10 over par over 2 rounds. Man, that's really good. Congratulations. That's great. Let's check out the web tour. There's no way I'm going to go 10 over in 2 rounds, but let's just check it out. Looks like it's at Lodestone, and the first round is 5,800 yards, 3,000 feet of elevation. 10 over 2 rounds. That's absolutely amazing. It is 5 o'clock, and I got to decide if I'm going to play one more round or not. What's D-Luds look like? Another long one. Does anybody know if Serenity Falls is open or has trees on the sides of the fairway? What of the courses you can see on the screen don't have tree-lined fairways? Because that's the only way I'm going to survive. We got Serenity Falls, Annandale, the Scramble. The Scramble, which we will not end up completing again, doesn't matter. Or Lodestone, but that'll be 2 rounds. I don't know if I got 2 rounds left in me, gents. You said Serenity Falls is tight with water. Shankenbirdie says he needs to get out there and play some scrambles. I actually have a story for you. I was playing golf for money yesterday, and I've never been so focused in my life as I was yesterday. Every drive, every approach, every putt, laser focused, because we were playing for $180. I've never been so focused in my life, and I shot an 86, which is really good for me. I'm a 21, 22 handicap right now, so an 86 is amazing golf for me. I've never been so focused. Obviously, if you were playing a scramble, you wouldn't be playing for money. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I've never been so focused as I was when there was 200 bucks on the line or whatever. Money, money, money. Let's just play D-Luds and I'll pick the course apart. If I can't hit driver, I won't hit driver. 6,400 yards, 6-foot gimme auto putt, Thursday pins, normal greens, fairways are firm, and we're at 4,000 feet, which will boost my drives a little bit. If I can't hit driver, I'll just hit one of my fairway woods. Let's drink another Body Armor Light. Light is spelt with a Y. I notice a lot of people are doing that. Why do they spell everything with a Y now? That don't make any sense. It's trendy. I mean, at least the I in light would be a long I, light. It's not like they replaced the Y like with a short I. That's even dumber. Vowels cost money. Let's throw a consonant in there. Well, sometimes Y is a vowel. A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes Y. Oh, this course. This course. All right, boys, let's pick it apart. Let's pick Serenity Falls apart. One shot at a time. Yeah, I play okay with a couple of beers in me or a couple of fingers of whiskey, but after that I just get sloppy and I start saying highly inappropriate things. All right, let's pick this sumbitch apart, boys. We'll pick it apart. We'll pick it apart like we did Middle Earth. Driver's firing today. That's a little high, but we should be okay. So that only went 218. That was absolute trash. It's a par 5. Honestly, as somebody who's been very drunk on the golf course and also stone sober, I would say you're going to play better golf sober. Or else you'd see Scotty Scheffler out there sucking on a Coors Light, right? .296 to the pin. That's obviously not happening. Let's just hit our next shot straight, lay up. We should be fine. Little fader, I fell out of it. We'll be absolutely fine. I'm guessing this is just an introductory hole to get your juices flowing, because they can't all be this wide of fairways. 90 yards. That's actually interesting you say that. Flying Fat Kid says he wishes he had our talent. Scotty had our talent to play toasty. I'd actually like to know how well a pro golfer would play with a bunch of beer in them. Like, would they get terrible, or would they just shoot like a few strokes over their normal? Okay, I got to get this tight. 31 out of a greenside bunker. Let's look at the numbers there for the greenside bunker. 22 carry in GSPro, 35 carry in the launch monitor software, so we didn't quite lose 50%. Whatever, good enough. 19 playing 20. Okay, I pushed it. Okay, bogey on the first hole. That should not have been a bogey. That was a short drive and then hit into the sand at some point. Let's see how we can start picking this golf course apart. Just drove the green. What the hell is going on here? That's what my stuff looks like on the golf course outside. So this is exciting for me. This is uncharted territory for old Turbo Talon here. 26 feet, playing 28, it's flat. We'll take it. That'd have been an eagle. I thought the square did have HLA. Doesn't it? Square would, maybe it doesn't have HLA. Does it have VLA? I mean, hell, I have one right here. I don't even know what the hell it does. 159. Yeah, I think Square is got a ton of ball data. We got a little bit of a wind blowing. This really shouldn't be an issue unless I really botch this shot, but that doesn't happen too often with these one length irons anymore. Quality golf shot there. Let's see if we can get out of here with a par. Hey dude, you might have my iron game in a week or so when those irons show up. Uh, 24 feet. Get in the cup. Holy cannoli. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna ship the irons over to you, and then your SD card will be in the box too, in an envelope or something. Let's see if we can keep this driver firing, but if I'm off, I'm gonna be in the trees on the right. 9 times out of 10, I'll be in the trees on the right. So let's just see if we can not do that at all. Playing really well with driver. This must be how it feels for flying Fat Kid and Hosel Rocket every match. Being able to hit driver straight. Okay. We've got one that is gonna maybe give us tree trouble. Maybe we'll have to punch. It was a good shot, just must have had an open face or something. 250. 250, 225 through a tree. How long is this damn hole? I hit 250 and I still got to go 225. That's not very nice. I don't like that. That hurts my feelings. Okay, let's hit this 4-iron. It's probably going to go through the tree. It's absolutely going to go through the tree. This is a hero shot. I could bail out over to here. Bail out down there, 129. I don't want to bail out. I don't want to. Okay, that kind of ended up being a bailout anyway, but now we got to get tight on the pin or we're taking a bogey. Which is okay outside, but in the simulator, you just don't need to. Okay, we got normal greens, so we need to allow for some round run out. This is tough. Not quite according to plan. That was almost a good shot. That's what golf is some shots are better than others. Just improving your misses. You can see that errant drive screwed us pretty good. Hey, Flying Fat Kid, can he use the TP5X picks? Or does he have to use those balls that came with it? Because everybody says those balls transfer color to the... I don't know where the balls are that came with my square, but everybody says that that red logo transfers to their screen. Oh boy. 190. Flying Fat Kid says, how many shots do you hit in a round that you feel are really good? I am about 10 of 18. Like shots off the tee? Because 10 out of 18 off the tee is, that's actually really good. For a beginner golfer, that's obviously not going to work for like a pro. Oh, dude, what are you doing? Oh, I swear to God, I never hit a shot like that unless there's some water. If the water was somewhere else, the ball would have gone there. I swear to God, dude. Crummy, toey shot. God dang it. What do we got for options here? Tim's talking about the old slice in the simulator. Very near and dear to my heart subject that I've absolutely, totally haven't brought up like 50,000 times over the last year. That's short. This hole is going to cost us a lot of strokes, guys. I think we're already putting for bogey. Let's see if we can, oh my God. 60-yard, 60-foot putt, breaking uphill. Let's just get the ball over there and take our medicine. Oh, Sally. Hit the ball. Guys, this is going to probably be a double or a triple. You see how things can go south on the golf course so quickly. Like in the blink of an eye, you're taking a triple on a par 3. It's actually makes me want to throw my golf club through this screen, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see if we can whittle down those mistakes. Oh, man. So Tim, I think for golf's sake's name is also Tim. Tim Macon. It's a well-known fact that there's some spin being applied somewhere by the launch monitor / GSPro. Haven't quite figured it out yet, but it's something that I noticed immediately, because it does it on the Square, it did it on my old Unicore iMini Lite, and it does it on the ProTee VX. .230. I really need to get at least a birdie here. 230. I'm excited for your journey, because it's going to be a wild journey. That was pretty high for a fairway wood, but let's hope we can chip up nice and close to the pin here and get us a birdie to start subtracting from this god-awful score we've got going here. Let's see if we can get nice and tight with this 64-degree wedge. Nice and tight, 24-ish yards. Oh no. You pull your head, you're going to thick the ball. You pull your head, you're going to thin the ball. You pull the head, you're going to skull the ball. Do not pull your head, ever. See, look at that. Do not pull your damn head. If you look at a professional golfer's swing in slow motion, their head does not move. Their body rotates around their trunk. If you start pulling your head, you're gonna just have a real bad time. Let's just put it that way. Because now, instead of an eagle or a birdie, I'm putting for maybe a bogey. Stupid idiot. Oh! All right, now we got even more work to do. That was a gimme. That par 5 was a gimme, dude. Tim says if I calm down, I'll get it back. I have a lot of golf to play, but 5 overs. 5 over makes me want to choke a puppy. Let's play the miss. We should be fine. Tim, that's the power of positive thinking. Now let's hit this ball as hard as humanly possible. All right, we're going to lose 50 yards because of the slice, but still not a bad shot. .143 ball speed. Can you imagine if I was able to hit like 160 ball speed consistently, how far these balls would be going? Shankum Birdie says alcohol. Yeah, I got pretty tuned up last night. I still kind of feel like shit, so I got to work tomorrow too. What is that club for me? Let's see if we can get tight up to the pin here. That might be a golf shot, but it might be short. Bounce your ass up there. Okay, we needed to be tighter than that. We can maybe get out of here with a par, which is really good in real life. In the simulator, like I've said, is not necessary. You should be basically birdieing every hole. If you're not birdieing every hole, like, what are you even doing? What are you even doing out here if you're not birdieing every hole? Like, if I'm not birdieing every hole, what is the reason for me to exist? I'm joking, of course. Let's not give up the cup. Yeah, Tim, I'm 20 years younger than you, and I can't even hit 140 ball speed. So that's pretty good. Okay, there's another bogey. My long game's on point, but now my short game's gone to dog shit. So it's one thing or another. Let's see if we can get up here. What is it to get to the green? 315. That's probably not happening. Because now I'm getting super aggressive. I'm used to going 20 over in the simulator, so now that I'm not doing that, I want to get very aggressive. I should just be playing for my handicap. What happened there? That felt like a good strike, like that'd have been a good strike on the real golf course, but it went way left. Huh. Okay, so we're probably looking at another bogey here because we're 150 out through a tree. What's my 150 out through a tree club? It is a fickle game, but... Okay, guys, pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you here. Watch. Especially for you guys that are new to GSPro. Watch this. Look where GSPro is aiming me. Okay? GSPro's aiming me toward the pin, but before it's aimed me, right? It's aimed me toward the nearest dot, which would be right here, lateral over to the fairway. Make sure that you are aiming toward the green unless you're intending to lateral out to the fairway, which I am not. Because it'll bite you in the ass every single time. Sometimes you'll hit backwards. Okay, deep rough is going to take a lot of power from us. We need a solid strike. That was not a solid strike. Right into the tree. So we basically lateraled out anyway. We gotta simmer down and play some golf here. This is not gonna work. This is turning into a shit show. Let's just simmer down and play some golf. 7 right. Pretty disappointed right now. Pretty disappointed. Okay, that was another thick shot. Stuff's starting to come apart. Let's take a deep breath here. Get one up near the pin. This is a crowned green. We need to be careful. We got to get up to the pin or we probably are going to roll back down. Deep breath. Slow it down. Everything's going to be just fine here. Everything's gonna be just fine. Okay, there's another bogey. Let's simmer down. Let's hit smart shots, and everything should be good to go. This hole looks strange to me. Okay, this hole is pretty dangerous, guys. Let's see what our options here are. If you go over the water and you don't go far enough, you're gonna go in the water. I don't think I need to say that. But since we've got some altitude, if you go too far, you're gonna go through the fairway and maybe into the water again. So you've really got to choose your poison here. Since my driver's working relatively well, I think I can get over into that fairway. But this is a high risk, high reward hole here. Because ideally what you'd do is you'd hit into this spot where you know you wouldn't be hitting over water. Okay, that thing's bending over pretty bad. I'm guessing we're gonna be maybe wet. Okay, we weren't able to get it. That's unfortunate. We were so close. But it's gonna give us a good drop, and it's a par 5. Things are unraveling pretty quick here. Let's reel it in here. Let's show the HUD. Let's reel it in here. We're gonna be fine. Next option. This option's got a better lie. Let's drop here and try to get up. We need to hit about 145 to get up. All right, so even though we aimed left, the ball jettisoned off the right anyway. If I could do like a top 10 things about GSPro that I hate, one of them would be adjusting for a left or right lie. Because that ball wouldn't have come out on that trajectory in real life. But if you guys were watching I think the first round I played, where there was the weird transition between the fringe and the green and it stopped my ball, that's, I'd say, top 10 peeves about GSPro. And now we're going to do the walk of shame because that ball came out hot, 35, 46. Okay, we didn't lose 50% out of the bunker like we were supposed to, so let the excuse train leave the station here, choo-choo, and chip didn't go very far. Now I'm playing normal turbo Talon golf. Bogey, double bogey on every hole. This is normal turbo Talon golf. We can see that the streak has effectively ended. And everything is back the way it should. Double bogey on every hole. The universe has aligned itself. The universe can't be out of alignment for very long. That's just not how it works. Okay, another double. We are screaming towards double digits over par here. This is back to normal golf. This is comfortable. We are playing bogey golf. Okay. Let's see if we can get the driver to fire here. I haven't been paying attention to the checks. I'm too pissed off. Flying Fat Kid says it's a Unity issue with the transition collider. Is it anything they can fix? Because I don't feel like you should release a course that does that. Like, what if you what if you put off the fringe and that happens? I mean, I don't care. Is anyone else seeing this? Are we right behind a tree? Or is that tree in the foreground? Nope, we're directly behind a tree. You guys, this round was going okay, and now it's just, what's the word for it? Dog shit? Let's see if we can get something out of here. We gotta go 70. Beautiful drive directly behind a tree. That's golf. That's golf. That is the epitome of golf. The epitome of golf. I see your 300-yard drive, and I'll raise you being behind a tree. Okay, this green wants you in the bunker. Aim high. It's downhill. Bend it over to the hole. Don't go in the bunker. 15 feet. So you've got an arc over 20 feet. I actually don't even like that arc. Let me give it a little bit more. 20. We'll take that. That's the first par I think we've had in what, 7, 8, 9, 10 holes. Let's check out the scorecard. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't pissed off right now. The first 9 beat us like we owed it money. Let's see if we can turn it around on the back. It's funny you mentioned Pasatiempo because I was going through my old videos because I'm coming up on the 1-year anniversary of some of them. And the worst score that I got back then that I could, because I didn't have time to look. There was a golf course called Prestwick that I was 35 over par. Pasatiempo was only 33 over par. And that was a shit show of a golf course. So I do got to go back to Prestwick at some point. But I was thinking of doing those courses on the 1-year anniversary, and on the 1-year anniversary of the let's call it the killing. Okay, that's a golf shot right there. I still can't hit as far as these other guys, but that's a long ass drive. Yeah, Prestwick was one of those like something you'd see like Joe Legowski set up. It was brutal. $52. How are you going to screw up a 315-yard drive like that? Dude, come on. Asshole. Jesus. Have you ever golfed before? Like ever? Have you ever seen a golf course? Have you ever seen anyone play golf on TV? Holy crap, dude. A 30-yard chip after a 315-yard drive. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Is there a way to kick your own ass? Somebody needs to kick my ass. Damn it. You telling me you're going to take a bogey on a hole with a drive like that? Damn it. Oh, I want to end this stream. I'm over this. This is bull crap. What do we got? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We got 7 holes left. What a terrible round of golf. 160. Let's play at 160. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Garbage golf. Garbage. Absolute trash golf. Trash golf. And it doesn't look like it's getting any better. That was toey. Oh, Lord. Is it even worth finishing the round? I don't want to finish. I hate golf. Can one of you guys start live streaming so I could quit? Finish strong, but I don't want to. New hole, forget about the 10 over. Dude, that's easier said than done. It's kind of the only thing I can think about right now. Oh. Boom. Piece of shit. $10 over. What fresh hell is this? Let me guess. I can't drive far enough to get to the other side. No, I can't. I'd have to carry 380. So I get to lay up like a little sissy here in this little fairway right here. Unbelievable. Oh, guys, if the stream suddenly stops, I love you all. It's been real. I just can't continue to play this trash golf in front of millions of viewers. It wouldn't be right. It's not fair. You guys will never be able to wash this out of your eyes. Let's see here. I got to carry too far to do that. So basically we're going to hopscotch to 170. I want to be up here. See, I want to be the 1%. I don't want to be the 99%. Should I go for it? Do you think I can randomly out of nowhere hit something that far? Do you think I can randomly carry 280? Or do I just lay up like a little biatch? I'm so disappointed right now. I cannot convey how disappointed I am. Okay. Just utter, I am Jack's disappointment. You're not the worst golfer. Tim says I should stop. Tim says, yes, I should stop the stream. Is that what I'm seeing? Tim says, yes, I do think you should stop the stream and go have dinner. All right. The masses have spoken. Nobody wants to see this crap. 156, 146, 140. Is the verdict is I should stop the stream and go eat then, right? No, I don't think I could have carried it 280. It'd have been in the water, and then I'd have been bitching even more than I already am. Because at least this is a birdie attempt. We should walk out of here with a par. You can't reasonably expect to drain a 27-foot putt. That's kind of not how it works. Okay, we're still at double digits over par. Not okay. It's not okay. 150 to the pin. Elevated green. So basically you're on the green or you're not. We're down a little. Let's see if I can hit us a golf shot here. What happened? What happened? Oh, okay. My blood pressure's starting to drop. Everything's going to be fine. However, if anybody needs golf clubs, I'm selling all my crap. I'm done. This is my final broadcast. Everything's going to the pawn shop tomorrow. I can't do this anymore. Are you sure it's even 10%? It's only 50% at 8 feet. Okay, we're doing some pars here, but I need some birdies. Let's look at the scorecard here. We got 4 holes left. We got the 4th handicap, 16th handicap, 7th and 3rd handicap. So this is not going to be, these 4 holes are not going to be easy. They're all short par 4s though, except for number 17. Let's see if we can do something with the driver and maybe get a couple of birdies here. We got water on the right, no real threat on the left. We just really need to have the driver firing here. Okay, I'll find out the fair market value for all the shit in here. Looks like Flying Fat Kid's got dibs. You want it all? You want the launch monitor, the projector, all of it, I'm guessing? It felt heely. So that's not going to be what we were looking for, but we should be within striking distance. 100 yard, 110 out. $110 out. With some wind. Let's try this club. Right. I can't believe I'm still scoring like this in the simulator after a year. It's absurd. That was fat. There went that birdie opportunity. Oh, buddy. It's okay. This is the last round I have to endure of GSPro. Or golf, period. I've failed my fans. Yeah, this round's a wash. I can't hit. We'll just call it a wash, because here's another bogey. Or not. Flying Fat Kid has given us some stuff. No, I'm actually done. I'm not kidding. I'm sick of this shit. Golf can bother other people. I'm not doing it anymore. It's been fun. It's been a little over a year. But I think this has run its course. We had a good run. Let me guess. Margaritaville. Yes. Yeah, screw this. I'm done, dude. No more. No more. 100 yards out of a bunker. What am I thinking here? Yeah, it's too hard. I'm going to take up a sport, another sport, like knitting. I think knitting is less disappointing than golf. You could make some clothes for your family and friends, give them away as gifts, but golf's just too damn hard. Let's go ahead and let it sunset and be done. We're almost done. 2 more holes. 2 more glorious holes. Yeah, I think I'm going to take up knitting or crocheting. And I've also always wanted to learn how to weld. I wanted to be a welder. But you guys should start seeing this stuff pop up on the Facebook Marketplace momentarily. I really do appreciate all of you. You've been great. Huh? Of course not. Why would it? Yeah, sometimes you just got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away, Tim, and that time is now. You got to know when to walk away. Nobody said it better than old Kenny Rogers. Well, that was a pretty limp shot there. What happened there? Land shark. Saving the best for last, I see. Par 4, short par 4. Couldn't even score on this short par 4. Pretty dastardly green here. Let's check out the heat map. Maybe for the last time. We do not want to be short. Do not be short here. I got to get this ball to the pin. Not bad. Let's see if we can save par. It's perfectly flat almost, so far as I can see. I just got to keep the horizontal launch angle under control and we should be good to go. Okay, we're still chilling at 10 over. An absolutely unacceptable score. Very disappointing. The masses are generally disappointed. 266 to the landing area. Yeah, I think I already did woodworking. I don't want to do that anymore. So, and woodworking wasn't even nearly as disappointing as golf. Luckily, there's a bailout spot over there, right? What'd that go, like 218? Little Healy bastard. 236. Okay. Let's see if this is the final approach shot. 128. Yeah, I'll take a couple of weeks off and that'll be time enough to sell all this stuff. Almost a golf shot. What do we got here? 53 feet playing 51 feet, 7 inches for birdie. We're breaking, we're breaking, we're breaking. We're going to break. We might come back a little. We'll see how that goes. 51 feet. 8 feet. Okay guys, that ends a highly disappointing round and a sim golf career. Do we have any parting thoughts? Lawn bowls, oil painting. No, I'll find a sport, probably knitting or bowling. I still have pretty nimble fingers. 10 over. All right, guys, it's been a wild ass ride. Start looking for this shit to pop up on Facebook, eBay. My handle on eBay is the same as this one, except there's some zeros in it. No, I'm done. There is no tomorrow. I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. No one should have to endure a front nine with that many blue boxes. It's just, it's not right. It's not ethical. All right, let's shut down the simulator. We had a good run. I don't think there's too many hours on this BenQ projector either. Let's see how many hours are on it. Okay, so there's only 430 hours on this laser projector. I think they get 10 or 20,000 hours. This should fetch me quite a bit of money. Or do laser projectors even have a mean time before failure? It should fetch a pretty penny. All right, what do we got? Yep. We'll see you guys later. Well, I mean, we won't, but hit me up on wherever. Turbo Talon signing out. Bye.